Which is funny because they really do well at wife-carrying competitions. We'll explain more about that in the Finland episode.
Everyone speaks about wife carrying, but I live in Estonia. I never heard about it. Like, it's not that big of a deal in Estonia. We don't really do that much. Well, if you do it, they don't speak about it. It's like just another competition. But I guess for foreigners, it's a huge thing. I don't know.
Yes, it's very unusual competition because, come on. Yeah, maybe this competition are doing in little villages. Maybe that's why he didn't hear about this. Hello, my dear friends. Hello. My name is Alex and I study English. And today with you, we will watch another video. This video, it will be my reaction to Artur Rehi reacts to Geography Now Estonia. I watched some videos from Geography Now. This guy doing really great videos about every country on this planet. And yes, he's a really great guy. And I decided to watch video about Estonia. I don't know why. Really, I don't know why. Maybe because sometimes I watch in Artur Rehi. And yes, he's a very funny guy. He's yeah, I like him, and yes, let's do it together. But before you can support me, leave like. I don't know I said this before or not, but anyway, you can leave like and subscribe to me. I appreciate it very much. And also you can be my Patreon. Yes, from my Patreon, I will leave link below. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Wow.
Hello, my friends. My name is Artur Rehi and I come from Estonia. And today we are going to watch Geography Now Estonia. I was actually in this video. This main guy, Mr. Geography guy here, he was researching Estonia and he found me. Whee! And then we did an interview. Maybe I should watch that one also. Well, I've been waiting for a long time to watch a video about my home country, so here we go. By the way, I'm going to Estonia in Christmas for 3 weeks. It's gonna be magnificent. Well, Mr. Geography man, what do you say about Estonia?
Yes, yes, I like his sense of humor and he definitely knows English better than I am. Yes, I want to have such a level in English.
Upon a time, there was a nerdy girl in school who was always getting picked on. One day, the school had a talent show. She took off her glasses and sang with a passion beyond all comprehension. Every guy asked her out after that. That's basically Estonia.
Yes, that's us.
That's us.
Hey everyone, I'm your host Barbie. Welcome back to Europe, and we have reached our first country in the Baltic, Estonia. This is gonna get good, trust me. But first, Estonia is without a doubt Europe's little wild card. You never know what you're gonna get with these people, but they always seem to surprise you. First of all, Estonia is classified as a North European country. Do not call them Eastern as it has former US.
Yeah, we don't want to be called Eastern European, but we are Eastern European. So my fellow Estonians, get your facts right. By UN we're Northern Europe, but by people and by customs we're full out Eastern, so it doesn't matter.
Necessary connotations that they do not want to be affiliated with. Located on the Baltic Sea, just a short ferry ride south below their brothers.
Hey, here I live. I live here. See? This is my home.
Okay.
Finland, bordered by Russia to the east and Latvia to the south. The country is divided into 15 counties, or Makun.
Latvia is good only for cheap vodka, or cheap beer, or cheap wine, or just cheap alcohol. It's a cheap country, that's why it's good.
With the capital Tallinn, located in the north, just on the Gulf.
We have such names of city too. Tallinn. Yeah.
Finland in the Baltic. However, it's been said that the country kind of rotates capitals around the year, as Tartu is considered the cultural capital with its juxtaposition of classic
beautiful views. Reminded me some cities of Russia too.
Modern architecture and
we don't rotate our real capital. The capital is always Tallinn, but we have semi-capitals, like summer capital is Pärnu, winter capital is, the cold capital is actually my home city Jõgeva, where it's minus 43 degrees Celsius is the highest, the lowest minus, and the cultural capital is Pärnu. the semi-capitals change.
And a myriad of conceptually abstract statues. And then there's Pärnu, considered the summer capital with its rocking beach and bonfire parties. These three cities also host the largest airports. The country owns over 2,200 islands and islets, and the largest ones being Saaremaa and Hiiumaa, which act as their own county.
Saaremaa was the last area in Northern Europe at all to be Christianized. No, more than Eastern Europe, I think, not Northern, because the Sami people, Northern Sweden, they were the last one. But Saaremaa fought back very strongly. I made a video about that. Go and check it out. It's in my channel called Estonia versus Christianity.
Wow, yes, he's talking really very good in English, and yes, he definitely knows facts about his country.
When it comes to their borders with Russia, things get a little weird. To this day, many maps of Estonia in Estonia still include the areas of East Narva or Ivangorod, with the two opposing castles facing each other on the river, and the South Petseri or Petserimaa region, which were respectively annexed by Russia technically, but there's still an ownership dispute, kind of. It's weird. Not only that, but there are also some strange...
We don't own these lands. We were supposed to, but it's good that we don't. Again, my fellow Estonians, if you're gonna argue with me, it's good. You know why? Because 100% almost of those people speak Russian and are Russian. If they would belong to Estonia, Estonia would only have more Russian in its territory, giving Russia more reason to invade. So the less Russians we have in Estonia, the better for our own people.
Ah, yes, I get his message. Okay.
Border disparities, like the Narva River waterway exit into the largest lake, Lake Peipus or Peipsi, Peipsi, the largest transboundary lake in Europe.
I never thought about that. Pepsi. Nice one.
And then there's the Satsy Boot, a part of Russia that overlaps the Estonian 178 road for only 900 meters. Drivers from Estonia are not required to carry permits when passing through on car, but they're not allowed to pass on foot or stop by and pick any of the mushrooms. The Latvian border is pretty simple.
Yeah, you can't pick mushrooms from Russia. If you're Estonian, you're not allowed to go to Russia and pick mushrooms. Because it's Russian mushrooms. No, I don't know, it's true.
I didn't know what he's thinking about Russian in such a way. I watched some, of course, his videos, but I didn't know his opinion. Maybe I should watch more his videos. Yeah, it will be, I think, funny.
Straightforward until you get to the town of Valga, in which you get another Haskell Library incident in which the entire town is split in half by the border, running straight through streets and roads. Speaking of roads, in the wintertime when...
But in Valga, since European Union, you just have the marking of border. You don't have to check anything. Or Estonia and Latvia are so safe with each other. We're fine with each other.
When the Baltic freezes over, a charming little miracle happens. Estonia gains the world's longest ice road that travels from the mainland to Hiiumaa Island in the west. The road is about 26 kilometers long and operates between January and March when the ice is just thick enough to carry the weight of most vehicles. Speaking of roads again, Estonia has strict rules on wearing reflective clothing at night. If you are caught at night not wearing something that helps others see you, you could get up to 400 euros in a fine. Otherwise, Estonia is quite a charming place with quaint towns and saunas everywhere, and clear Wi-Fi can be found even in the most remote areas in the country, even in the middle of the forest, which is actually kind of growing pretty fast. Let's explain in...
We do love our free Wi-Fi. It's everywhere, really. It's everywhere.
Okay, I didn't really think it was going to be this easy, but one way you can remember what Estonia is like is that it's really actually kind of stony. Found in the lush forests and meadows, Estonia is actually home to more giant boulders than any other European nation, over 60 of which have diameters over 30 meters wide, all of which protected by the government. Not only that, but Estonia also has more meteorite...
Yeah, our government protects our stones, so if you want to come to Estonia to f*** up our stones, you better think again, boy.
Craters per square kilometer than anywhere else in Europe for some reason. The most notable ones being the Kali craters on Saaremaa Island and the massive 8-kilometer wide Neugrund crater under the sea with impact residue pieces found all over the coast of Osumar in the north. And not only that, but Estonia is also Europe's largest shale oil producer, second in the world after China, with most of the rocky deposits found along the...
I didn't knew this. Really? It's good. It's really
north
good.
And northeastern parts of the country. By the way, little side note.
So we're, after China, we're the biggest producer of shale oil. Damn, I didn't know that, because we're so small.
Shale oil is an unconventional source of fuel in which the oil is trapped in rock fragments and extracted in a process that adds hydrogen to remove impurities.
Simply put, Estonia is pretty lush and beautiful. They're actually going through a reforestation phase right now, partially thanks to the declining population, in which now over half of the entire country, some numbers estimate over 60%, is covered in forest.
Yeah, when I was in 9th grade, we had a day where every student in 9th grade, I think, or like 5 to 9 or 5 to 12, whatever, had to plant, I think, 50 trees in an hour. And we all did it. We went to the forest and everyone found a patch to plant trees and we just did it. And now Estonia is just forest. Good. Good for us. Clean air and stuff.
Estonia is generally flat. I mean, the highest point, Suur Munamägi, or Egg Mountain, is only
Suur Munamägi. Thank you very much.
318 meters tall, and at over 1,400...
Yeah, it's wonderful when governments trying to protect nature, and when students go to plant, I would say correctly. Yes, the trees, yeah, can I say so? Anyway, I think it's a wonderful idea, and if in our country of Russia will do such a thing, I can imagine how many tree we can save. Oh my god, anyway, it will be wonderful.
They have a ton of lakes and even more small ponds. The rest of the country is comprised of open bogs, fens, and wetlands. They're never short in supply of fresh, boggy mud. And waterfalls, oh my gosh, some amazing ones like in Valaste, Jägala, and Keajoa Falls.
Valaste, Jägala, Keila-joa. He says
Keila-joa. Okay.
Valaste is a Valaste. Like we pronounce the first syllable and he always does the second one.
Are some of the most pristine, magnificent nature sites. But definitely try not to miss out on the national animal, the charming blue barn swallow. In terms of produce, Estonia is a very hearty meat and potatoes type of country, with national dishes like blood sausage and lingonberries and rye.
I just made blood sausage. What am I saying? Blood sausage with my Estonian friends here in LA. We made it, like they poured the blood in and we mixed it, and I didn't make it, I watched because it was my first time, but it was really cool.
Yes, I know what in Russia some people also doing such food, blood sausage, yeah? Yes, because I know what my grandmother did this, yeah.
Or Baltic dwarf herring. They love that hard liquor, and it comes really cheap too. Because the alcohol is expensive and highly regulated by their government, Finnish people typically take the 45-minute ferry to Estonia simply to just buy cheap alcohol and come back. I'm not even joking. Oh, Estonia, you people are so unique. Let's tell the world who you are.
Okay.
Ah, Estonia, you want so bad to be labeled as Nordic. You're so close, but yeah, not quite there. First of all, the country has about 1.3 million people and has seen a 19% population decline in the past 2 decades. The country is made up of nearly 70% of people that identify as ethnically Estonian, about 23% of the country is Russian, and the remainder are mostly Ukrainians, Finns, and other people groups. The national currency is the euro. They use the type F outlet and drive on the right side of the road. Estonians speak Estonian, a Uralic-based language in the same group as Finnish. Hungarian is technically a far-off distant cousin that they kind of lost contact with. Almost every Estonian I talked to has said that they can probably understand Finnish better than the Finns can understand them.
Hey, that's me! That's... what's going on? That's
yes, I can see.
Freaking me! Hey! I don't know how that happened. I didn't, like, I guess he... That's a photo I took with my friend Siim in Kasinurme. Kasinurme is a pagan mountain area, ancient area near my home, like 10 kilometers from my home. We went there and we just took photos on the field. And he has cropped out the barley fields behind me. But it's crazy because this photo was in my Facebook and in Instagram and nowhere else. And I guess he found it there and cropped it out. And well, cool.
Due to the fact that they have regular access to Finnish TV, whereas the Finns don't have Estonian. If they listen very hard, they might be able to have like a very basic conversation with each other. However, to speed things up, they usually just speak English. By the way, Estonia is fairly English-friendly as it is taught in schools, and most of the younger generation can carry on a decent conversation. Now, culture-wise, Estonia may be small, but is packed with detail. First of all, throughout history, they were either subject to the Danes, Swedes, and the Germans, or the Russians, until finally they gained independence from the Soviet Union in 1991. Literally by singing. singing. Seriously. In 1987, Estonia was the first
Yes, I heard about this before. Yes, it's
Soviet
wonderful.
republic to defy the Soviet army, and they started to gather in huge crowds and spontaneously started singing Estonian national songs, which were strictly forbidden. And without any bloodshed, eventually won their independence. They gained freedom through song, which is why it's no surprise that at over 133,000, Estonia has the largest collection of written folk songs out of any country in the world. They take singing seriously here. And swinging. Estonians invented the sport of kiiking, which is like when a person gets on a swing with solid arms made of steel with the objective to swing an entire 360 degrees around the fulcrum. Today, Estonia has developed dramatically from its former years. Estonia is a highly tech-savvy country with more startups per capita than anywhere else in Europe. They invented Hotmail, Kazaa, and Skype, which was pretty much invented by Estonians. I mean, there was a Swede and a Dane involved somewhere, but the Estonians did pretty much all the programming. Now, here's the thing. To this day, Estonia has the highest prevalence of females to males in the world, with 0.84 men for every 1 woman.
You know why? Because men drink so much in Estonia. I personally, I can drink 2 bottles of vodka, a liter of vodka per face, and still walk around. That's
And still walk around. I don't drink alcohol at all. Yeah, maybe it's my mistake.
I don't do that, but I'm able to. And men drink so much that they just die when they're 50, and women don't, and they live longer.
It's been said the reasoning behind this is because so many of the men were killed during the Soviet times, leaving an influx of women behind. To this day, Estonia also has the highest number of international fashion models per capita in the world. I mean, after all those years of getting the pick of the litter, I guess Estonians bred some really attractive people. Unfortunately, Estonia also has one of the highest unmarried and single parent ratios in Europe as well. Part of this
that comes from us not being religious at all, I think.
Has to do with the fact that Estonia disputedly has the lowest importance of religion on any country in Europe, as less than 20% claim to be affiliated with any religion at all. Therefore, many people don't really see a need for marriage as grounds to define the relationship, as it has just social and sometimes even religious institutional connotations that has no bearance on their lives, and they choose to just kind of bypass it altogether. To this day, many Estonian children are raised by a single parent who may cohabit with another partner, but almost—
Hey, same here. I'm single parented, but surprisingly all my best friends have both parents. I'm the black sheep.
likely will never get married. Which is funny because they really do well at wife-carrying competitions. We'll explain more about that in the Finland episode.
Everyone speaks about wife carrying, but I lived in Estonia. I never heard about it. Like, it's not that big of a deal in Estonia. We don't really do that much. Well, if you do it, they don't speak about it. It's like just another competition. But I guess for foreigners, it's a huge thing. I don't know.
Yes, it's very unusual competition because, come on. Yeah, maybe this competition are doing in little villages. Maybe that's why he didn't hear about this.
But we will talk more about Finland in
relationships.
Okay, so since the fall of the Soviet Union, Estonia has pretty much re-revolutionized the entire way that they engage with outsiders. In 2004, they joined the European Union and quickly gained ties to the Nordic countries that they've longed to unite with for like forever. Iceland was actually the first country to recognize.
Look at our customs and our people and our way of behavior. We're a mix of Nordic and Slavic. We're a mixture of that. No way we're pure Nordic. No way we're pure Slavic or mixture. We have both.
Their independence and Estonians to this day even consider themselves Nordic. Although the term is kind of debatable with other Nordic countries.
Yeah,
Again,
exactly.
After the fall of the Soviet Union, Estonia actually kind of still kept close ties with all the other former states that also gained independence, like in Central Asia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, as well as the Caucasus regions, Azerbaijan, Armenia, and Georgia. It was kind of like, hey, remember the old days when big old Russia used to control us? Well, not anymore. High five, bro. Lithuania and...
That's exactly how it is, actually. Those Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, those countries are really far away from us, but we do share same history, and that unites us in a way.
Latvia are kind of like the two friends that they used to play with in the sandbox when they were kids, but then they kind of grew up and kind of stopped hanging out. Lithuania and Latvia are kind of like Estonia. Just accept the fact that you are Baltic, not Nordic. Join us. Their best friends, however, would have to be...
But we cannot be Baltic because Lithuania and Latvia, those people are Baltic people, they're Baltic tribes. We are Finnish Ugric tribes. We're literally a different group of people who came from different ways like 10,000 years ago, so we're not the same people. We can't be Baltic. So it doesn't make any sense.
Be Finland. Finland is kind of like the bigger brother that has always loved his little sister but hated seeing her get tossed around from empire to empire. They share the same cultures and general life values and have always been there for each other as the last surviving Uralic peoples on the planet. In conclusion, if Europe was a choir, Estonia would be like that one girl who didn't get any solos but then gets to sing that one high note that causes the whole crowd to give her a standing ovation. Stay tuned, Ethiopia is coming up next.
No, I don't want that.
Yes. Until my next video, stay cool. Bye bye. Yes, I like his reaction and yes, also I like his explanations. Of course, his English better than mine. And this video he made, if I'm correct, 4 years ago. Oh, yes, 4 years ago. And yeah, I like his English. I like his explanations. And thank you for supporting me. You can leave like and subscribe to me. I appreciate it very much. And also I will leave link from original video. For me it will be interesting to know, maybe you're watching Artur Rehi like I am. And yes, for me it will be interesting to know your opinion. And as always, I wish you all the best, and of course, see you next time.